Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the session. We are so happy to have you here today to join us for the Transform East Africa Fund info session today. My name is Masiki Malat. I'm the CEO for ASSEK, which stands for the Association of Startup and SME Enablers of Kenya. We're a network organization bringing together entrepreneur support organizations, which include innovation hubs, maker spaces, university-based incubators, and many other outfits that are really supporting entrepreneurs to access key services to help them grow and scale their businesses. So I'm happy to be here to be a moderator for the session today. And we shall also be having my other partners, which is the Association of Countrywide Hubs and also E4 Impact, who we're also delivering this session with. And this project also has been funded by different partners. So Unilever, UK, Development Agency, and also the UK International Development and EY, who are partners of this project. So allow me, before we kick off, I'd like to invite Magdalene from Countrywide Hubs or Ali to give an introduction, and then we can go to David from E4 Impact as well. And as a waiting for them to come on, we allow you to kindly use the chat, introduce yourself. It's a chance to network with other entrepreneurs. You just never know who your next customer, client, or partner could be on this call. So kindly introduce yourself, share links of your social media channels, even just to allow that networking to happen. So Magdalene, if not, then I can invite David. David Cheboriot, are you here? Okay. All right, so I think maybe they have a bit of challenges. We do recommend if you can keep your video and microphone off, because also we are having entrepreneurs logging in from different countries as well. And bandwidth can also be a challenge. So we can move into the second agenda on the item. And Edith, can you let me know once you reach David or Magdalene to join the call?
I am here, Mercy.
Oh, welcome.
Me too, yeah.
All right, welcome. So Magdalene, over to you.
Yes, Mercy, so just, yeah, so I just joined, so maybe you could.
Oh yes, kindly just give an overview of Countrywide Hubs, and then also we'll invite David to also give an overview of E4 Impact, then we can into the introduction about the fund.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mercy, and good morning, everyone. My name is Chepkemai Magdalene. I am the chairperson of the Association of Countrywide Innovation Hub. Innovation Hubs, it's a network which brings together all innovation hubs across the country in Kenya. And we are the lead in running the Transform East Africa Fund. And I'm happy to be here and also share more about our association. So our association mainly, we focus on supporting innovations, especially entrepreneurs, and we work with different innovation hubs across the country. We are a network of over 125 innovation hubs across the country, each creating employment to young people, both in entrepreneurship, among other things. We also, all the members, our members are sector agnostic. Some of them are focused in blue tech, some in agri-tech, some in different, some in technology, some others in agriculture, among other things. So we started with the main aim of supporting innovations at the grassroots level and also research. And mostly our innovation hubs or our members are based outside the capital city. that is Nairobi, because we wanted to foster innovation in rural and peri-urban centers. And we have different chapters. We have 10 regional networks across the country, where the regional networks coordinate activities of the association across the country. So we are happy to be here and happy to interact, and happy to see you interested in the Transform East African Fund that is targeting high impact social enterprises, as well as different projects that are creating impact within East Africa in the 3 countries, that is Rwanda, Ethiopia, and Kenya as well, and in the focused areas that has been shared, and we are going to share more as we continue. Thank you, and back to you, Mercy.
Thank you so much, Magdalene. And you know, as a network, we collaborate a lot also with Countrywide Hub. So really happy to be here with you. I'd like to now move into David.
Thanks, Mercy. And allow me, I will not have my video on. We suddenly had a blackout here at the office and we are sorting it out. But anyway, good morning, everyone. Glad to meet you all. My name is David Cheboriot. I wear 2 hats. I am the chairperson of ASSEK, the Association of Startup and SME Enablers of Kenya, which I think Mercy has already told you what ASSEK does. And I'm also the director of the E4 Impact Entrepreneurship Centers. So E4 Impact stands for Entrepreneurship for Impact. We are a foundation that is based in 20 African countries, and we have 8 entrepreneurship centers in Ghana, in Tunisia, in Cameroon, in Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Ethiopia, and Zimbabwe. And being part of this Transform call and fund is key to us, because I think it's answering actually to the mandate that we do to serve impact entrepreneurs across Africa, and in this case within the East Africa. So within the partnership that we have, we're actually championing applications from Rwanda and Ethiopia as E4 Impact. And my colleagues from those 2 countries, the country managers, are actually here as well in the call, and they're supporting applications that are coming from those 2 countries. So good to be here and good to participate in this info session. And I wish everyone that is participating a good interaction, and really we look forward to receiving very strong applications from everyone who is here. So thanks very much, and over to you, Mercy.
Thank you so much, David. And I think also it's just good to see a lot of collaboration already happening. I can see the entrepreneurs are sharing the information, so do kindly continue adding your details as the session is ongoing. So now we'd like to move into the second part of the webinar, which is now looking at the actual Transformed East Africa Fund. It's an opportunity that has been availed to innovators across the countries. And I'd like to invite Magdalene just to talk more about that and also touch on the eligibility criteria.
Thank you, Mercy. Allow me to share my screen. Yeah. I don't know if you can make or you can, yeah, or you can share the screen on your end. Oh, okay, I'm allowed. So thank you. Just give me a minute. I hope you can see my screen.
We can see it.
All right. Thank you so much. So, so the Transform East Africa Fund is, just give me 1 more minute. All right. So Transform East African Fund, this is a fund which was mainly started with an aim of, started as a partnership between FCDO, Unilever, and EY, and has the 2 associations as well as E4 Impact. So as Countrywide Innovation Hub leading the mobilization and selection, mobilization while working with ASSEK as well as impact supporting us in Ethiopia, Rwanda, Ethiopia and Rwanda. So we are looking for, this fund is mainly, we are looking for a positive, passionate organizations or entrepreneurs who are making a positive impact in the sectors of environment, health and well-being, or inclusive economies. So the East Africa Fund is we are looking for high impact projects, like I mentioned, and innovation that can transform our societies. And so if you have a groundbreaking solution that can create a waste-free world, improve water, sanitation and digital health access, or raise living standards and shape the future of work. And this is an opportunity for you to really apply. So it has to really be an high impact. You could be a startup. That means as a startup, you need to give us a plan on how you are sustainable, because we are not, you have to have a business model that is sustainable even after this fund is over. And also you are a social enterprise. It has to have, an impact in the society, or a business that is making a youth or business. And you have to be making an impact mostly in low incomes people's lives. And the target countries are Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Kenya. Maybe eventually we will also go into Uganda, Tanzania and other East African countries. But for now, we are focusing on Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Kenya. And these are the focus areas, like I mentioned: environment, health and well-being, inclusive economies, waste-free world. That means reduce, collect, and process plastic waste. It is a bit specific for now for the plastic waste, but then maybe in future we could also include others, like other sectors and other areas. And then we have water, sanitation, and hygiene, mostly helping low-income communities access water, and also raise living standards. That means help small shopkeepers and entrepreneurs grow their businesses, protect and regenerate nature. That's help smallholders to protect. If you're not speaking, please. Yeah, protect and regenerate nature. That is help smallholders to protect and regenerate natural environment. Then we have digital health, deliver inclusive healthcare that reaches low-income people, and of course the future of work, where we are looking to equip young people with skills and opportunities in the informal economy. And you know that we have a large number of unemployed young people, especially in Africa and of course East Africa, that needs we need to leverage on to grow our economy. We need to look for solutions that are going to create value in their lives as well. So if you have a project that is focusing on the future of work, then you're also eligible to apply. So the criteria, the selection criteria that we are looking at. So we have a selection criteria that the fund is looking at. So first of all, you have to show potential to impact low-income earners, show specifically have clear potential to create positive impact on low-income people's lives, of course, under the 3 focus areas. Also tackle social and environment challenges in a genuinely innovative way. Projects must include new technology, business model, or approach. This could involve taking a proven business model to a new market. Third is have the potential to operate in areas relevant to Unilever, expertise and capabilities as and projects must be relevant to Unilever East Africa specifically, and the countries that we've mentioned will generate global public good through contributing to public knowledge. Also, I've planned to create a market-based solution with the potential to reach operational sustainability. So that means we are not funding a charity organization. You have to have a business model. So the application must come from either a social enterprise. That means it has to have a business model. So we are looking also on this the sustainability bit. Last is the have a potential to reach scale. There has to be a clear pathway for your solution to be commercially viable at scale. And then the enterprise must have sufficient capacity to effectively deliver the project, and also add more funding and raise more funding, as well as also generate its own revenue. And then you have to demonstrate that there are some other things that you have to demonstrate, like, for example, projects hope to specifically reach. We've kept mentioning the low income consumers. Those are things that you really have to focus on. Project being applied in new geographies. So if you want to also scale to new other areas. And then project where there is a fast mover disadvantage. Project with payback periods longer than normal commercial business cases, and project with high risk potential. Those are the projects that also we are looking at. Those are the criteria. So the application, just give me a minute. Yeah. So that's so this is the selection process. Application close. We've opened the application for the last 2 weeks. So the application closes on the 28th July 2023. That is on this coming Friday. So you have some few more days to put in your application. And unfortunately, we might not get enough time to extend the deadline. So please make sure that you submit your application by Friday. And should you encounter any challenge, please feel free to reach out to us. So we are going to select 50 for the first round of judging. So we are going to select the 50 for the first round of judging, and then we will move a half of them, that's 25 of them, to the next round. So this will be happening from the 1st of August to the 6th. That should take around 7 days to complete. And after that, now we select the top 25 on the 9th of August. And we also going to provide technical support in terms of helping you to prepare for the next stage, which is the final submission, and making sure that you don't have what it takes to actually scale your ventures. And we are going to submit the 3 partners. We are going to submit the best 25 to the Transform East Africa Fund, and they are going to select the top 10 who are going to receive the funding or the award, which ranges from 100 to 300, 100 to 300 pounds. And we will not just that, we don't just stop at that. We will continue to support you in terms of mentorship. But before that, there will be a due diligence process that will be done by Unilever or EY and FCDO and the entire Transform East Africa consortium. And they are going to keep updating you as you go to the next stage, and some of the things that are required for you to get the, for you to you know, if you get to the last stage. So we don't just provide the financial support, there will be also invaluable mentorship, networking opportunities. And as you know, FCDO has a big network, the UK Kenya Tech Hub has a network across Africa, especially in South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya as well. And also access to thriving innovation ecosystem which also the two association as well as IPACT can also provide that to the selected. So please don't miss the deadline. It is on Friday the 28th. Make sure you apply by the midnight of the 28th so that you don't get locked out of this opportunity. So if you are, so we have already discussed what is in it for you. That means total fund that is going to be given to all the selected winners will be 500,000 pounds eventually, but it ranges from 100 to 300 for the finalists. Once the final selection is completed, the due diligence will be done, like I've mentioned, by the Transform East Africa team at Unilever, and that will follow now the agreements and also disbursement of funding. So at each stage, successful applicants, we are going to contact you to just tell you of the status and also give you feedback if possible. We might not, depending on the large applications that we are getting, we might not be very specific to the organizations or your company that is applying, just to give you the feedback, but we might give you a general feedback of what you can improve. And this will be done immediately. Results are available, that are provided by the selection committee. Those that are not successful will also be prompted, like I've mentioned. And if you have any queries or anything, you will be happy to actually provide you. You can reach out to the email that is already provided. I've already discussed about the reward. Also, who can apply. We've talked about different startups. You have to be in the 3 countries. And some of the judging criteria is use case, feasibility, and impact. That should take 30%, implementable and scalability, entrepreneurial innovativeness, 20%, technical competence, 20%. But also, I think the most important bit is also the sustainability. So you have to also share the business model and how you are going to sustainability and all that. All right, so this is the platform. I don't know if Savio is here. Maybe you can take us through the platform. The application link. Yes, there's someone.
Yeah, I'll walk them through the platform. It's okay. We can just finish for now.
Oh, right. Is Savio here?
No, I'm representing.
Okay. Over to you then, Mercy.
Oh, thank you so much, Magdalene. So there's a lot of good things you've mentioned, and I know I'm seeing a fire of questions coming in. So keep posting your questions on the chat. We will actually respond to them. So at this juncture, I want to share the application platform, how it looks like. Sorry, Magdalene, able to stop sharing? Okay, let me know. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. Wonderful. So the application link is transformfund.countrywidehubs.org/apply. And also we put that in the chat, but for the purposes of a simple demonstration of how easy it is to apply. So the page will actually have all the information that you need. We have all the tabs here on the left-hand side. So for example, if you want to apply, the application form will be listed here, but I'll come to this one as the last one. So looking at also the criteria, I know Magdalene has already shared in the presentation about the criteria, but you can also still find the judging criteria as also the eligibility criteria here as well. So all the different subsectors that you need to apply under are listed here, as well as also what are we actually looking for per each sector. And even looking at your own innovation, there are also things that you also have to take note of For example, the project must demonstrate the following criteria below: reaching low-income consumers, applied in new geographies, and then also has a fast mover advantage, and then also projects with payback periods and also high risk profiles. So all the information is there about the criteria. In terms of the rewards as well, because most of you have been asking what is the fund size like, and also it is listed here, the amounts and even how many impact enterprises would receive it. And then looking at the terms and conditions as well, because you are using an online platform to share with us your information. So we also do have the terms and conditions of once you apply and even how you'll be communicated to, as well as also how we'll be able to handle your data very carefully. And then about the challenge as well, you'll find more information here, just to give you a high brief overview of what the challenge is about. And then also looking at the timetable. So looking at really like the core timeline, which right now is the deadline is on Friday, 28th, midnight, East Africa time, which is now Kenyan time. And then also looking at the judging criteria as well. We've also put the criteria on the application form, so you can always review this whenever you need to. But you're able to see that when you're submitting your innovation idea on the platform, that these are actually the scoring matrix that the judges will be using. So one is on the use case, visibility, how is your innovation implementable, and also the scalability of the innovation, and then also looking at the entrepreneurial and innovativeness of the solution, as well as also assessing the technical competence of the team. And then again, just mentioning again about the rewards, the terms of conditions, and who can enter as well. So finally, I can go back to the application form. So we really try to make it simple and easy for you to actually fill in, but you also have to provide key data on it. So for example, we'll be needing your bio data. So your name, email address, your primary phone number, and kindly when you're filling in the phone number, do include your country code. So for example, for Kenya would be +254, for Rwanda would be, I think it's 257, if I'm not wrong. And then also for Ethiopia, kindly include your primary phone number, just in case also we need to reach you, in case we need to have maybe further information shared or even updating you by SMS about the status of your application. And then also the aspect of gender, we'll also ask you to share. And then also the country and the region. We have also just pre-selected only the 3 countries to be listed there. If you're a person with disability applying, kindly do let us know, because also we are very keen on ensuring that this application is very inclusive for all innovators across the different sectors. And then also your innovation name. So this one, and Madeline, maybe perhaps you can add on that. Will it be the business name or the innovation name in itself? But you can put a slash in case you have the company name, and then now the name of the actual innovation that you're submitting. And then looking at also the entry type. So here we'll be asking you the status of your organization. How is your legal formation? And even how are you applying? And I also saw a question on the chat. Yes, a limited company can apply for the prize. The other thing is also asking about the innovation itself. How long has it actually been in existence? Because we are targeting innovations that have already gone through prototyping. That means it's already being in use and you already have a customer base on it, because the idea for the fund is now to scale up that innovation. And then also asking for your age as well for the founder of the innovation to share it. And then also just going into details about your innovation. So one is describing the innovation, which really is about what problem or opportunity is your project addressing. And you can tie this in also with your value proposition, which you currently have. And then the other thing also is looking at how unique is your innovation. And kindly do note that there's actually a limit of words. So our recommendation is that if you can type it on a separate Word document and then come and add it here, that will also help you to check on the count words that you're putting into the application form. And then also the revenue streams that you have, kindly also list them here. And because maybe perhaps you're using shorter sentences, we recommend if you can use a semicolon just to ensure that we capture all information in the text box, because again, the words are limited to 200 words. And then also looking at the team composition. So kindly also do share how your team is actually structured. Sorry, if someone is on mute, kindly. Okay. Yeah, can you share your team composition? How is your team structured? Do you have a founder? Do you have a finance officer? Do you have marketing? Whatever it is, kindly do share that. And also if you're able to include their LinkedIn profiles where possible, just so that we can also have a better understanding of your team. And then also include something about the market traction. So how is that innovation currently so far being implemented? How many customers are using it? How many users do you have? Is there any revenue that you've made as up to date when you're picking the application? Do share that as well. And then also going to your social media presence. So kindly also share your social media links as well with us. So that's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you'll see that for this section, not everything has an asterisk, meaning that you can actually, if you only have one social media presence, you can add it here. If you have none, then also you can leave it blank. But I do believe all of us have some social media presence. If not, then we need to host a session on that one. But aside from that, the other thing that also we'll ask you to include in your presentation is a pitch deck. So for those who do not understand what a pitch deck is, it's more of like a PowerPoint presentation or a PDF document that really gives the profile about your organization, at the same time also about the innovation. So you can actually go into more detail about the different questions we're asking here about your team composition, your business model, your revenue, your market and customer acquisition strategy. You can add that in the pitch deck and actually attach it as a file. So we recommend if you can use it as a PDF, if you can PDF your presentation and attach it here, or also as PPT. But we do recommend PDF because PDF ensures that your slides or information is not altered digitally when you upload the document. And then, of course, we have the terms and conditions, which again has been shared on this tab here. So you can also, again, still have a look at the terms and conditions. And then when you submit the application form, you are subscribing to the terms and conditions, and therefore that will now be shared with will now go into the application pool for review once the deadline has been closed. Yes, I think, and then the other thing also is that if English is slightly a challenge, we do have a language translator here, which you can come and click on the select language, and you can pick the relevant language that is most easy to you. So whether it's Ethiopian or actually if you run this, you can come and select the language that is more favorable or easy to understand. So whether it's French or Ethiopian, you can come, or Amharic, sorry, you can come and select the language here, and that will also help you with translating the information into a language that you do understand. As you can see, it's already translated into French. Yes. I think that's pretty much it for now. Unless, Madeleine, I don't know if you had anything else to add from your presentation. I can hand it over back to you as well.
All right. Just Q&A. I've seen most of the participants are asking some questions. Maybe we could take questions from the participants, and also just to keep note of the email that we've provided, as well as the phone number that we've provided. So if you experience any challenge, I've had people asking me the link, I don't know, is not working. Maybe they used a browser which has restrictions or anything, but we've been able to support that. So should you encounter any challenge, feel free to reach out to the email, as well as the phone number that has been provided. So if you have any question, you please unmute yourself and ask the question. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Madeleine. So I've also just shared the email. So it's hello@countrywidehubs.org. And then the phone number also would be provided also on the chat. And I'll also, we'll also manage to send this presentation as well as also the recording to all of you, just in case you also joined in late, you're able to access that. So I think we can now move into the Q&A part. Great. So a few questions have come in. Okay.
Yeah.
A question from Damien is, please elaborate what should be included in the pitch deck file.
Yeah, I think a pitch needs to provide about your organization. You just need to provide, the problem that you are trying to solve, provide the solution, provide how your project works, and then you have to give us your business model. If you have any traction, you need also to provide, you need to sell yourself. You need to tell us, these are some of the achievements. You've acquired this number of clients, and you've been able to impact this number of people. And also, if you have financial model, you can also share with us some of the projections. This is where you are, these are your actuals. And if you don't have your actuals, maybe you can tell us, you can give us the financial projections. And then you need also to give us the team and market size, the market size and how big is your market. You need to include that in a pitch. Maybe after this, we could share a sample of a pitch, but also you could Google and look at how a pitch deck, an elevator pitch deck looks like. And it should not be more than 10 pages. Just also make sure you are very clear. And then also if you could include the team that you're working with. The team is very important, just and also make the design and the presentation well. I think maybe we could share a sample or a template of how a pitch looks like. Maybe you could request, you can send us an email and request for that. We will be happy to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Magdalene. Yes. So it's really a high level organizational summary, yeah, and more touching on your innovation so that we can actually get more information if we need, because I know we have a word limit on the different text boxes. So you can also use the pitch deck to share more about the questions we've asked in the application form. So the other question, Magdalene and David, so the other one is, can ESOs apply? So can some of our members actually apply, or is it tied specifically to innovators?
I think you can apply if you have a project which is commercial, that is making money. If you have a spin-off, for example, please, you can apply. You can apply as long as it meets all the criteria that we have provided. Yeah. David? Is that?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I think it's if ESOs have spin-offs, even sometimes NGOs have spin-off that are registered as for-profit entities, they could also apply. So any entity anyway with an innovation that is touching on the areas that we are looking for the innovation can actually apply.
And I think we might not be able to support charity organizations, like, for example, NGOs. But then if you have a company, a limited company, a for-profit outfit that you are going to work with, I think that would work. Yeah. And like David
yes, actually, that's what I meant. Yeah, actually, that an NGO that has a spin-off that has registered as a for-profit venture.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. The other question was on, should organizations already be making profit? Are startups with viable ideas eligible?
If it is an idea, I've seen someone asking on the chat box that they have an idea, they've not registered it. I think that will be a bit tricky. But then if you are registered, you can showcase some of the traction, you've piloted your idea, and you can actually show us, how you can scale it and how it has worked. Then I think also you stand a chance. Yeah, you stand a chance as a startup, but please do provide us as much as information fill in the form and provide us all the information that would really help you, because also this is a competitive process, and those already with making profits, that is definitely an added advantage. Definitely you have to be making money. You have to show us your business model. You have to show us some of the, if you have already financials projections that you can showcase, then you can already show us. But then I think also everyone stands a chance, depending on the scalability and all the other things and the focus areas, the environment, impacting low income people's lives, and among all the other things that we've shared. So please just apply.
All right, thank you so much, Madani, for that one. So the other question is, from the selection of the top 50 to top 25, is there a pitching involved, or it's all just based on the submission details?
So the first selection of the first 50 will mostly mostly be based on the submission that you've provided. And from there now we are going to get back to you with more information and more details on what the next stage is, and just to make sure that we get the best 25. And then now the best 25 we are going to submit to the Transform East Africa Fund, and they will select the best that they are going to award, and also they will do the due diligence process. Yeah. Do you want to add anything, Mercy? David?
I think that what I can add is that when we are moving also after selecting the top 50, there is some capacity building sessions that we will actually do online to make sure that as we go to the top 25, they're really prepared, and everyone has an equal chance to actually emerging among the top 25. So that is part of what we would have to do, or at least what we would be doing to support the applicants.
Great, thank you so much for that. And I think you can tie it in with the other question on what type of support will they receive. I think even after the winners have been awarded, there'll still be some capacity building and investment support that will be given to the winners. So kindly do submit your profile, innovation idea. You just never know. This could actually be a life-changing opportunity for you.
Yeah, and I've seen,
yeah.
I saw someone asking, what about those who will not be selected? Are there any support that we can provide them? I think that's a very good feedback that we might sit down and think about it and get back to you, because now we will have all your contacts. We will definitely get back to you. And also there are so many other opportunities and linkages that we will put you in our list, and we will our mailing list, and we will be sending them to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madeleine, for saying that. You know, as both associations, which are networks of innovation hubs across the country, they have so many programs that they're running. And also, you know, having Info Impact that also is working in other countries as well. There's opportunity even for East Africa programs to be run. So I think like what Magdalene is saying, we'll definitely get back to you. Just in case you're not successful, we will also design different events or programs that can also support you to even keep improving on your business model for that. But for now, just think as a winner, you know, and go for that application form and really put in your best foot forward, and you'll be able to succeed. I think the other question was maybe from Damien. So it's not a development focused strategy fund to uplift the low standard of living of vulnerable groups in society. So I think he's asking whether it's more focused on commercialization rather than social impact fund.
So it is a social impact fund. Of course, we are looking at social enterprises that are working towards creating an impact in the society, but also at the same time making money just for sustainability. So this is mostly focused on supporting social enterprises. So you have to be have for-profit aspect, for sustainability, as well as also for scalability, not just a project-based. We want to see all these innovation, all these startups and all these enterprises and companies scaling across East Africa and across Africa, not across Africa. So it is not really a project or a program that we are funding. So let's differentiate that. It has to be a social enterprise. Yeah, mostly a for-profit entity. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Madeleine. I think also Joyce was asking, are you only looking for plastic waste? Based on the subsectors that we've shared.
Yeah, at the moment, we are focusing on that, but then it shouldn't limit. Please go ahead and do and apply. We also happy to be getting feedback from you as we continue to design these projects and as we continue to expand. Maybe next year we could also add in more focus areas, but it shouldn't limit you because at the end of the day, we are looking at the quality of the application, the impact of the lives, the sustainability, among other things. So please do put in your application and we will definitely give you feedback and make a decision at the end. So yeah.
All right, thanks, Madeleine. As long as you fall in the larger categories, then please do submit your application. So environment, health and well-being, inclusive economies, waste-free world, water, sanitation and hygiene, raise living standards, protect and regenerate nature, digital health, and future of work. Kindly just submit, but we are only targeting those 9 sectors for now. But if you do fall under those large sectors, do submit, even if we haven't given a clear description. Maybe you're doing glass recycling, for example, you can still submit your innovation. Okay. There's a question here, is nutrition focused enterprise qualified to apply? Ideally, if you fall under health and well-being, then that you can still go ahead and apply. So again, just use, go ahead, Magdalene.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think if you that's also health, that's under digital health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also still apply.
Exactly.
Please apply, Margaret.
Yeah, so don't let like the small description discourage you. As long as you fall under the larger subsectors, kindly just submit your application form. So would a sole proprietor be considered not making profit, yet be considered, or it must be a limited company? I think for this one, it was more on as long as you're registered, yeah, and you have an innovation or a solution that already is existing. So we're not looking for ideation right now. It's more on ideas or solutions that are already in the market. They're being used by customers or serving some sort of population. So that one you actually apply with. Right, Magdalene?
Yes, I think you're correct. And if you are a sole proprietor, definitely it's also, you need to share with us what your organization does, and also what your solution, how is it impacting the society, what is your business model, and then that could also be part of the capacity building, right, Mercy?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, for a sole proprietor, and probably we could. It depends on how strong your application would be. So just that shouldn't limit you, because a sole proprietor should, if you are a registered entity, you can still apply as long as it is a for-profit entity or a social enterprise.
Great, thank you, Magdalene. I think the questions coming in, pictures or video clips, kindly add that in your pitch deck, or even in the 200 words limit per the different questions, you can still share. And also when you're sharing your social media channels, we can also still have a chance to look at what you've done before. So yes, your pictures and video clips, either you can add it as part of your pitch deck, or you can also include some of the responses in the questions in the application form. And then can consortiums apply? Yes, you can, although it's only one entity that needs to be recognized at the application form. And even when the fund, for example, if the consortium does win, just know that the lead applicant to be the one receiving the funds. So we don't want any backlash of saying, you know, Magdalene, you never paid me and we're in a consortium, but you actually have to agree on that by yourselves. But for us as the consortium, we're going to review the applications. We are looking at the lead applicant. So just to be cautious on that one. But consortiums can apply, but with the lead applicant.
And also, in terms of consortium, I think we had this question last week, Mercy, on the consortiums. Also, it becomes also tricky and it's consortiums because we are looking for an entity. So usually consortium comes together as a project. Yeah, Susan? Yeah, so mostly consortium comes together mostly to run a program, which is a short-term kind of.
No, stop doing single.
Maybe Susan, please mute your mic. So what I was saying is in consortiums, and something that we also thought about is, you know, when you are a consortium, you might be applying using one project, right? And that project is a short, it has if it's a project, it's kind of, it's not really a long-term thing. And also depending on how you've agreed as consortiums, because we are looking for social enterprises that are scalable. So I don't know how, are you merging as a business? Are you coming together to run a for-profit project that you want to scale it? So I think also there are some few things that you might want to consider when you are applying as a consortium. So it shouldn't be really a project which is a short-term project, because we are looking at building companies, building social impact companies or enterprises that are scalable, and in both in East Africa as well as also across Africa, and even locally, regionally, as well as internationally. So you might want to consider that as you apply as a consortium. Thank you, Mercy.
Thank you, Magdalene. I think the rest of the questions have been captured, so we will send you the recording, and I think you had someone wanted to get the first recording, which is also fine. What I wanted to do was just share with you a link. You can just have a read through about the pitch deck, maybe because we also don't want to leave them hanging. So let me just share my screen quickly just to show you something that just picked up from the internet. But if there is a need, then I think, Magdalene, we can see whether we can organize a 30-minute session where we walk them through a pitch deck. But I'll share this link as well with you. So what to include in a pitch deck is your vision and value proposition. So value proposition is actually, what are you providing? What is your solution addressing, or even the market opportunity that your innovation is tapping into? And then the problem, what is the current problem that is there in the market or within the locality you've identified? Who's your target market and what is the opportunity? Again, also going back into your solution. So how is your solution designed? What are the features? Is it an online application? Is it a product? What actually is the solution and how is it addressing the problem? And then your revenue model really is, how are you making money, right? How are you making money? What is, how are you selling the product? What is the price point, etc. And then also looking at your traction. This is just mostly looking at how many customers are using your product or service. What is the reach, the geographical reach? Is it only in one county? Is it across Kenya? Are you selling across Africa? Are you selling across East Africa? So kindly input that. And then also looking at your marketing and sales strategy. So how are you actually looking at to acquire customers? Are you using digital media? Are you using agents on the ground? Do you have a franchise model? So just touch a bit about the marketing and sales, and even how are you envisioning in terms of increasing your sales for the different product or innovation that you're submitting. And then also a slide on the team. So again, how is your organogram or your team structured? Is there a leader? Is there like a middle management team? Are there also other associates, etc.? You can also share there. Then your financials. And I saw a question was in the chat. In case you've been in existence for the last 5 years, you can give 2-year past financials. You can give your current financials and then also a projection of maybe 2 years in the future. And then competition. So who else is in the market doing the same product and service that you're currently offering? You can just list it there and then also showcase how your innovation is actually standing out from the rest. And then also maybe perhaps looking at investment and use of funds. So for example, if you are envisioning that you want to apply for £100,000, how will that fund or even grant actually support you to scale up your solution? So I'll just share with you this link on the chat. You can have a look. But then again, if there is a lot of demand, then we can do another 30-minute session. Magdalene, and I'm putting you on the spot here, but but we can see whether we can do like maybe a 30-minute session in case people feel that they will need some support. And I can also see we have a venture builder as well on the call. So we can see how we can plug in one of our members to actually do a 30-minute training on pitch deck and ensure that you are good to go.
I think maybe we should, since maybe anyone who needs help, maybe you can send us an email and we'll be happy to respond. Send us an email at the email that has been provided. Then we can, based on the request, we could organize the 30-minute session, or we can even do a one-on-one just in case they need support. So please do send us an email as a request, but definitely for those who will proceed, the 50 will proceed to the next stage. We are going to support you in providing all this training, investment readiness, how to do your financials, among other things, just so that, you know, when you get to the Transform East Africa funds, East Africa, the final stage, at least you stand more chance, and then we have also competitive applications. So I think that's what we are going to do.
Okay, thank you so much, Magdalene. I also know that looking at time, we only have, I guess, 3 days to go before the end of the deadline. And kindly know that it will not be extended. So kindly just ensure that you do submit your application form on time. So in terms of the next steps, was there anything else you wanted to add, Magdalene?
No. I just wanted to emphasize about the deadline. Please make sure that you submit by 12 p.m. midnight, 12 p.m. midnight. On the 28th, we might not be able to extend because we also have like 7 days to do the selection, and we are receiving a large number of applications across Africa, across the 3 countries, sorry, across the East Africa. So that really becomes a challenge. So make sure that we are not asking a lot of things. If you look at what Mercy was presenting, and also it's just 200 words, and also the pitch deck, it's not really a lot of work. So make sure that you use the 2 days or the 3 days that we still have to apply. So unfortunately, like Mercy said, we are not going to extend.
Thank you, Magdalene. So deadline is on the 28th of July, this Friday midnight. The second thing is that I've shared again the link for the application form and also the contact details. So in case you do need some clarity or confirmation, send us an email or even call us. We're actually happy to help you, support you there. And finally, is just put your best foot forward. Really apply with a winner's mindset. Know that you actually want to apply for this prize. Again, it's an East Africa Challenge Fund. So therefore, you'll be competing against 3 countries. And if you do emerge as the best, you know that for sure you came out of a very strong and competitive process. So we really wish you all the best in the application form. We'll send you the recording and the slides and any other information that you need. But do go ahead and submit your application before the deadline on 28th, which is this Friday. So with that, I'd like to say a big thank you to our partners who have actually made this challenge fund possible, and that is Unilever. We have the EY, we also have UK Kenya Tech Hub, and also the UK International Development. Also a big thank you to my other consortium partners, that is the Association of Countrywide Hubs, IFO Impact Foundation, and also Association of Startup and SME Enablers of Kenya. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you. I've seen more than 100 actually have been in the call, but I think they had to drop off for the meeting. Thank you so much for being part of this session, and we're happy to support you throughout. We do have the final info session happening on Friday at 10 a.m. So just in case you have maybe one other question, do also join in or also share the opportunity with others. We have the final info session happening on Friday at 10 a.m. and the link will remain the same. So we'll send you also as an email update in your inbox right after this meeting. But I think for me, just to say thank you to everyone and have a lovely day and also the rest of the week. Goodbye.